Hello friends, today we have for testing a video card of ultra low cost level which is designed for office computers. Of course we shall try to overclock this adapter and to beat the back out of it. NVIDIA decided to bolster its competitive strength in ultra-low-cost segment by means of graphics card GeForce GT 710. The new product is based on graphics core NVIDIA GK208 coupler, which is also used in GT 720 and GT 730. With these GPUs differ in clock speed as well as in the number of structure units. We're going to review all the features of GeForce GT 710 on a video card sample from GIGABYTE. First of all, it differs from the reference by the modified cooling system, which employs a small-sized cooler with a small fan instead of a passive radiator. NVIDIA GeForce GT 710 uses 1 or 2 GB of DDR3, and this line doesn't have options with DDR5 at all. As regards the price positioning in the market, the situation seems to be very attractive in terms of choice. GeForce 210 models start from $32, you can easily get GT 610 at $38, GT 710 is priced at $43, and you will have to pay at least $47 for NVIDIA GeForce GT 720. As you can see, the difference in prices is relatively small, which indicates rather sharp competition in this segment. Although the graphics card belongs to ultra-low-cost category, it is supplied in a standard brand packaging. You should pay a particular attention to its backside. There is a revision mark on a special label. We tested the model of the first revision, but you can also find on sale video adapters of the second revision. They differ in the effective frequency of video memory, 1800 and 1600 MHz respectively. Power consumption of this model doesn't exceed 20 watts, and you should choose a power supply unit primarily depending on the processor type implemented. GIGABYTE GeForce GT 710 is made on a low-profile PCB of black color, which has the graphics processor in the center. It is not equipped with a protective frame, so you have to be extremely careful when installing or removing the cooling system, for example during replacing the thermal paste. Power control module is made according to simple single-phase circuit. It includes components that provide reliable continuous operation. The GPU is based on 28nm graphics chip NVIDIA GK208 coupler. It includes 192 CUDA cores, 16 texture units and 8 rasterization units. The graphics adapter operates at a nominal frequency of 954 MHz, which completely complies with the reference parameters. The video card memory is assembled by means of 4 Samsung DDR3 chips of total capacity of 2 GB and with the effective frequency of 1800 MHz. The data exchange between the graphics core and the memory is implemented through 64-bit bars with a bandwidth of 14.4 GB per second. The interface panel of the graphics card includes the following connectors. Optionally, the D-sub connector can be enabled as it is connected to the PCB with a flexible tape cable. The reviewed adapter has a small-sized cooling system. It doesn't even fully cover the front side of the PCB except for the graphics processor and memory chips. Its design includes a radiator and an axial propeller. A small RX fan with blades of 37mm in diameter is used for airflow. The aluminum radiator contacts with the GPU through a thin layer of thermal paste. Taking into account the low level of the GPU heat generation, such solution is likely to provide efficient heat dissipation. During the first benchmark of the cooling system, we tested the cooler productivity in automatic mode, in which its blade rotated at a speed of 4270 rounds per minute. The graphics core heated up to 74 degrees and the fan operated at 49% of its maximum power. The generated noise was at an average level and became a bit intrusive during a long stay near the computer. While idle, the noise from the cooling system fell below average because the fan was rotating at 33% of its maximum power. The GPU temperature didn't exceed 36 degrees. When evaluating the efficiency of the coolant system, you should first of all consider its fan size. The blades with a diameter of just 37 mm cannot be very quiet because they must rotate very quickly to ensure efficient airflow. And we shall know that the radiator doesn't feature ribbon design, although its availability could increase the effective heat dissipation area and reduce the temperature records. On the other hand, GIGABYTE GeForce GT 710 is not designed to run heavy applications, but if required, its cooling system can ensure the stable operation of the graphics adapter. First, let's compare the model from GIGABYTE with its inner competitors in ultra-low-cost segment, which are equipped with 2 GB of DDR3 memory. GeForce GT 710 lagged behind by 47% on average. In its turn, GT 720 was predictably slower by 9% on average. This is due to the low GPU frequency with other equal specifications. Graphics core Intel HD Graphics 4000, which is implemented in processor Core i3-3225, also lagged behind by 12% on average. It should be borne in mind that video memory available on board of the graphics card will also reduce the load on RAM during video processing. And iGPU AMD Radeon R7 graphics of A8-7650K processor was ahead by an average of 62%. Once again, this confirms the fact that the integrated APU graphics from AMD has long outreached the plain low-cost segment of desktop graphics cards. And for the same reason, AMD is represented in this category only by model Radeon R5-230, which was behind GIGABYTE GT 710 by an average of 51%. In general, we can say that buying the reviewed card has a reason only in case you are not a computer gaming fan and your processor is not equipped with a fast integrated graphics core. Otherwise, iGPU of CPU series Intel Core i5 or APU AMD i8 will cope with games much better. Now, let's evaluate the overclocking records of the tested model by means of MCI Afterburner. We managed to increase the GPU frequency from 954 MHz to 1366 MHz, and by the way, this is an increase of 43%. According to the records of GPU-Z utility, power supply was at 1125 mV level all the time. Video memory was overclocked from 900 to 1189 MHz, an increase of 32%, which is also an excellent result. During the overclocking, the fan speed was fixed at the maximum level and the GPU temperature was 77 degrees. However, in this mode, a continuous computer usage will be uncomfortable due to the significantly increased noise. Power consumption of the whole system grew from 142 to 150 watts. The processing speed increased by almost 40% on average, which is an excellent result and will still allow to achieve the minimal FPS level required in some games, so that the overclocking can be considered reasonable, especially if you still wish to play games on this model. However, just do it in your headphones to avoid hearing the fan roar of the GPU coolant system. When evaluating graphics card GIGABYTE GeForce GT 710, you should clearly realize the goal that we strain after. If we consider its gaming features, they are rather at a low level, although the graphics adapter was not created for gaming. It is capable of running some new items at low graphics settings, especially if you enable overclocking, which incidentally can amount to 40%. Also, if you have a processor from Intel Core i5 series and higher or from APU AMD of mid-range price, there is no sense to buy this card since the available integrated graphics cores may cope smartly with its functions. If you consider this model in terms of price-performance ratio, then it features very good. Its cost is only slightly higher than the average price level of graphics card GT 610, although the performance is better by 47% on average. Even the more expensive GeForce GT 720 with the same capacity of DDR3 memory is behind by 9% on average. In this category, AMD reckoned on integrated graphics, and its sole discrete model, AMD Radeon R5-230, is cheaper and much less productive. The only significant disadvantage of the graphics adapter is the rather noisy cooling system and high loads, which is the price to pay for its small size and compatibility with small cases. Best regards to you, and do not forget to subscribe to our channel.